Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kyle Holmes, and today I will be teaching you about skip counting. For the example we will use today is skip counting by sevens to help a student improve their skills in addition and subtraction. The guideline which we will use for the counting by sevens skip counting teaching tip are the Minnesota State Math Standards, Number and Operation Strand, Standard 1.1.2.3, use a variety of models and strategies to solve addition and subtraction problems in real-world and mathematical contexts. The benchmark we will use for this is to recognize the relationship between counting and addition and subtraction through skip counting. The type of learning style that will be used by students is cooperative learning. Cooperative learning is an instructional strategy in which small groups of students work together on a common task. In addition, for the first portion of the test, students will work individually on skip counting, then come together as the whole class and conduct a skip counting video where they will yell out answers 7, 14, 21, etc. The other type of learning we will use is visual learning. Visual learning, students will be given a visual guide to step counting in order to complete the task at hand. Skip counting by 7. Our first example that we will use for this tip is skip counting by 7 with a number chart. The number chart will help us write the number to complete the series, which involves skip counting by sevens up to 14 times. What we will do is we will present students with a blank number chart, then have the students fill it in with the numbers 1 through 100 or as high as they can go on their own. Next, have the students highlight the multiples of 7 on the chart. Look at the chart in the next slide for an example. Here's an example of a number chart shaded in with the multiples of 7. As you can see, first off we will have all the students write 1 through 100, and then with the multiples of 7 we will shade in. What I have found with this is really beneficial with the kids on learning any multiple really of any number. But take for instance the 7. I found that students have become really familiar with learning what is surrounded by 7. So they're really getting the basic concept that 5 and 6 comes before 7 and 8 and 9 comes after 7. Our second example for this tip is skip counting by 7, completing the series of numbers and filling in the blanks. The next tip when skip counting by sevens is by filling in the blanks of series of numbers given on a worksheet. For example, 7 blank 21 28 blank blank 49. If students need a little extra help counting by 7, I found the best technique they could use was writing group sets of 7 together. Now this comes from something I also learned during our summer school, and it can be done in 2 ways. First, either the student can write tallies 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is where it gets a little confusing. Some of the students recognize that a slash makes the 5, or they can just keep going with tallies and forget the slash to make the 5 and go up to 7. Next, they will start grouping all their groups of 7 together to help them count 7, 14, 21, 28. I also have an example to follow with a worksheet, but this is a little bit more challenging for the students. I would give this to more of your a little bit more advanced students when it comes to subtraction and addition. And here's an example of counting by sevens worksheet with a fill in the blank. Now as you can see here, this one that I'm presenting to you is actually a little bit more difficult. You can see the big gap between 14 and 70. The worksheets that I like to use, that I've used during classes, are more smaller numbers together, so like 7 blank, 14 blank, 21. Lastly, my last tip is skip counting by 7 with a video in the class out loud, as a class out loud. This is going to be our collaborative learning. What students will do is they'll either get into, it will be either done as a whole class or it can be done in small groups. Children really enjoy doing this video and type of collaborative learning because they get to work with one another. And what it is, it's a YouTube video with